you say? I am a redhead with big shoes. She just said, I'm just going to call attention to this. Hold on a second. Let me repeat it for them. I'm just calling attention to this. She said, you're a redhead with big shoes, that means you have a big penis. Now look, I'm not here to dispel any rumors. It's just amazing because in order to make a quantitative judgment like that, that needs like a control group and like a history. You can't just one redhead with big shoes and be like, this must be all of them. Like that's gotta be at least 8 or 9 before you make that call. That needs to be outside the standard deviation of dick before you really decide.
Lies on the screen from the deadline machine. Burn it all down, they kill the American dream. Go play an escalator, a tower built on decay. Smiling like a tyrant while the world fades away. Fear and hate is the name of your game. Divide the people and shift all the blame. The truth is dead, you sold them for fame. History won't forget your name. Fake empire built on greed. Fascist clown, watch it bleed. Break the chains, fight the fire, dethrone the king, take it higher. Rock into cages, you got blood on your hands. Worship the dollar while you ignore our demands. We storm the gates, our rage is fueled by your lies. We will sit back and watch as your empire crumbles and dies. Fear and hate is the name of your game. Divide the people and shift all the blame. The truth is dead, you sold it for fame. History won't forget. Yang, yang. Fake empire built on greed. Fascist clown, watch it bleed. Break the chains, fight the fire, dethrone the king, take it higher. You build walls, we break them down. You spread lies, we burn this town. You breathe fear, we fight back. Hardcore heart, counterattack. Fake empire going down, no more kings. Burn the crown, justice call. Hear the sound, rise up now and stand your ground. All out.
There might be some Trump supporters in the crowd tonight. It's possible. It is possible for the Trump. I'm gonna get there, okay? So because you're in Chicago, people can drive in, okay? You guys are a lot of fun. I want to make sure I have enough time for this before we get out of here. Who has the time? Who's got the time? It's early. Nice one. There's another show after us. I'm not gonna be a dick, okay? You're like, it's early. Just go keep talking. I put 8 quarters in this jukebox. Continue. I want all my songs. What? You waited outside for the last show. Okay. To finish. Yes. And that is what people are doing as we speak. That doesn't mean be like, fuck them, make them wait forever. I had to wait 20 minutes, so they should wait till midnight. Those assholes, they're not me. I'm a different person. See, there are Republicans here.
and we will bring the thunder rolling through the land with fire in our hearts and blood on our hands. Not for glory, not for gold, but for the stories that were never told. For every voice that they tried to drown, we will plant the flag and hold our ground. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't resist. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must grow with the blood that only the brave know. And if we should fall, then we fall as one beneath the rising blood-red sun. The tyrants will fall and the people will rise, because freedom never truly dies.
Anyone else come in from over an hour? Where'd you come in from? Toronto. For the show tonight. Oh, well that makes sense. You got to cross the border while it's still legal. That's important. So get it while you can. I have a show in Toronto this summer. Did you know that? No, we did not. No? Well, fuck it. Now you get to go to Disney too. That's nice. Appreciate that. You sort of like coming in, be like, oh, we don't want to see you where we live. We want to see how other people see you. That's what we want. Well, wherever it is you came in from, whether you came in from right down the street, or you came in from Tampa, or you came in from Melbourne, or you came in from inapplicably our sudden enemy, the nicest country to ever exist. And they're like, we hate you now. Fucking ridiculous. It's so Canadians are so nice that Trump was like, we're going to take over Canada, and Canada was like, we're so sorry, but don't.
You came in like a thief, and you stole the crown. Your lies keep piling up, and we watch them weigh you down. The very greed that you stoke, they run the whole fucking show. But we are not afraid, and we will not let go. The bigots rise, and you fan the flames. You build an empire of fear and pain. You're hand in hand with the billionaire scum, selling out this country while you play dumb. Burn it all down, tear the walls apart. We will not bow, we will not lose heart. We will put an end to the hate, we will put an end to your lies. We will stand side by side, and we will rise. You think these cages are built for the poor and for the weak, for the families torn apart while you laugh and tweet? Look at the puppets dance to the corporate sound, but we are still here and we will stand our ground. There is blood on your hands. We have seen the truth erased. You put the profits first instead of the people you've displaced. History is watching, and it won't soon forget. It may not be you this time, but you could soon be next. Burn it all down, tear the walls apart. We will not bow, we will not lose heart. We will put an end to the hate, we will put an end to your lies. We will stand side by side, and we will rise.
support the bar, because they had us here and they allowed us to do this. What'd you say?
We paid money to that shit.
You paid money to what?
To the bar.
To the bar. That's what I'm asking you to do. Apparently, you bought a couple of drinks. Well, here's what I asked you to do. Did you tip well?
Yeah, of course. Always.
Of course. Cool. How much did you tip? I'm sorry, you brought it up. Let's talk. You haven't closed out yet. So when I said, did you tip well, and you said, of course, you were lying. You were saying you're going to tip well. Now you f***ing better.
Promises right. Promises right. On a gilded stage, dividing the people, fueling the rage. Walls built high, but compassion's low. Truth buried deep beneath the show. No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. Families torn at the borderline. Justice denied, time after time. Prophet's soul on the planet burns. When will we learn? When will we learn? No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. It's just begun. Resist the power and break the chain. Rise above all this hate and this pain. Together we're strong, we won't divide. In our unity we will find our pride. The fight's not over, it's just begun. 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 The fight's not over. They build their towers in the sky, hoarding wealth while the workers die. Billionaires living in fear. No more being divided. No more broken man's tears. Don't try to keep us down. You are not our king. In every city and every town, let motherfucking freedom ring. Because the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see your lie and we know the deal. You hoard your wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. But I ain't paying twice for losing you. Now you miss me. Now that it hurts. Now you see truth behind your own words. You
Now it's time for the throw punch! Steve.
Hello.
Hello.
I am not the only
guys.
ginger anymore.
That was a very exciting open.
Yeah. Big Sarge. I
Turn your
mean,
cameras off.
I know. Don't worry about me, bro. Don't worry about me. Well, what we need to worry about is who sang those lyrics. Is that you screaming on all that good stuff over there, that good music?
It might be. I also might have used my twang a little bit. All right. So, special live stream because we have comedian Steve Hofstetter. And if you don't know who Steve is, then what are you even doing with your life? How's it going, Steve?
It's going well. I feel like you guys were purposefully torturing me. The two types of music I can't do are like really heavy metal and country. And I got into like the stream waiting room, and you guys would have like, let's mess with Steve.
Huh. Okay.
I know. And it's not my thing. It's fine if it's other people's thing. It's just not my thing.
What kind of music are you into?
I'm big into. I love old school hip hop. Like
okay.
late 80s, early 90s, especially East Coast stuff. Grew up in Queens, where Tribe is from, and Black Sheep, and a bunch of folks like that. But I also like a bunch of other stuff. Very eclectic tastes. Big Taylor Swift fan, which is very different than the music you were playing. So yeah, lots of big spectrum of stuff.
I used to live in Bay Ridge. That's Brooklyn for anybody that didn't know where Bay Ridge is.
Yeah, that is deep Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's like the type of Brooklyn where, like, if you want to go to an event in Manhattan, you need to move.
just like a 5-hour train ride into the city.
Yeah. Yeah, like 3 trains.
Oh man.
Am I allowed to lead something off? I want to say congrats, Steve.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm excited for you in Savannah. It'll be great.
Thank you. Yeah, it was I'm very excited. So my wife is pregnant, and just because of that, I'm like more attuned to that now. Like, anything from whether like someone had a kid, or I'm not as annoyed by babies in public anymore. Just the evolutionary stuff kicks in.
Right.
And I did a show in Minneapolis the other day, and Omar Fateh, the mayoral candidate, came and was our special guest, and it was awesome. And he just had a baby like 3 days before the show.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, it was like the first time he was able to like do anything other than like baby focused. And the first thing I said to him was, I was like, congratulations. And his life is so much politics that it took him a second to just be like, the baby. Yeah, the baby. It was like, also the baby. He's just dealing with like everything coming at him from all sides. Like Hannity, Kristi Noem was like attacking him that day. And so like I had to specify. I'm like, congratulations on the baby. It doesn't matter for a second. Baby.
It's the actual world we live in. Has consumed us in our everyday life. You were pretty much consumed by, not consumed, but at least in the act. What your comedy was about, especially your crowd work. That was majorly it for the years that I've been watching. Right? How much different is it now that he's back? Now that authoritarianism is actually like directly upon us like a laser sun, as opposed to it being something that was over there. Was it more of an act, more of comedy, and now is more like real fucking life?
Well, I've always been afraid of the sun, but I find that so my stand-up is still what it always was, which is social commentary with, a political perspective mixed in. I happily say I'm a political comedian, but at the same time, like, 2 specials ago was, it was just about like being nicer to people, being nicer to trans people and gay people and women. And but that is somehow political. And then my special that's coming out in 3 days is about health, which has somehow become political. And the stuff I'm writing right now is about the fact that like my wife's pregnant and I'm going to be a dad for the first time. And that is now political. And so it's something where, I live in Charlotte. I'm walking distance from the South Carolina border. If we lived in South Carolina and God forbid she miscarried, she'd be charged with a crime. That's insane. Yeah. And so like now, everything has always been political, but it's been more politicized than ever. And so, my crowd work stuff is what was viral. I was never really a crowd work guy. It was just something that that I was doing. And, hecklers, even at their peak, were fewer than 10% of the shows. It was just something I happened to be good at, and it was what the algorithm favored. But for me, my stand-up is still what it always has been. It's my digital presence that has become much more political. And part of that is you can't fight fascism part-time.
Yeah.
You have to be on top of it. And, one thing I like to say is when I post stuff, I'm never trying to change someone's mind who's reading it. I know that that's not how it works. What I'm trying to do is give talking points to someone when they go home for Thanksgiving. When they talk to their idiot cousin who says, do your own research and has never opened a book.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Facebook memes aren't research, motherfucker. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Oh my God. I had a video the other day where I think I posted it yesterday. It was from a show a while ago, though. So it was someone just started yelling Republican talking points at the end of the show. I mean, they literally yelled the words "drill, baby, drill." And I, in the video, said something about how, like, are you Republican fridge magnet poetry? Like, what is this? And I made fun of the idea of, like, you don't have a mind of your own. And someone in a meme that they reposted from someone else tried to say that, like, people on the left don't think for themselves. And I'm like, you copy and pasted that, you idiot. You just thank you for proving my point.
The level of cognitive dissonance is just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the only cognitive thing they have.
No. So this goes right to Gavin Newsom's trolling.
Yeah.
And on Fox. I mean, I shit you not. You would think that this is a Far Side comic strip. You would think that this is, like Kids in the Hall shit. Like, they're looking at Gavin Newsom's joking of Trump's way of speaking and tweeting and saying, look how childish this is. Oh, he's not serious. Like, they're not smart enough to even get the joke. At some point, you have to realize you're dealing with actual, homunculuses. Like, it's what, and obviously they're smarter than that. But they know their audience is so dumb that they don't get it, or they themselves don't get it.
I think it depends on the person.
They get it.
Hard to believe.
I think it depends on the person. Some people are grifters and some people are stupid. And there's a lot, and people online are very often to quickly go, oh, don't engage, that's a bot. And I'm like, you know what? It might be, but if we think everyone who disagrees with us is a bot, how does that solve anything? Like, you can't assume that something is a bot just because it's echoing talking points. Bots didn't vote. 77 million idiots did. Yeah. And some of them were idiots. Some of them were grifters. Some of them got tricked. But
wait, so you made the distinction between idiots and birthers. Can you explain?
Oh, grifters.
Oh, grifters. Okay.
Idiots and grifters. Yeah. No. Birthers fall into both categories.
Right. Okay. I was like, I need an explanation there.
Grifters. One of them is the president. One of them's his wife. But I think that there are a good amount of people. Candace Owens is a great example. Someone who was on the left, who was like actively espousing, progressive talking points. And then that didn't work for her trying to get famous. And she realized that, it's an easier climb to fame to just be hateful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Even if this wasn't working for me, with like last year in May, I had like 500 followers on YouTube, and then I put up one of those stupid parody truck rants. I had like my little ball cap with the American flag and like sunglasses. I'm sitting in a vehicle and I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I had like a caption on there. It was like angry veteran rants about, and I made like some clickbait thing. If none of that worked, I would still be doing this. Whatever we were doing before that. I mean, we're still doing that, but I mean, like, I just don't get it. Like, I can understand people who do something stupid and fall afoul of the left, like Louis C.K. Word got out that he was asking people if he could jerk off in front of them, and suddenly he became like a MAGA comedian. I get that. I don't get the whole, this isn't working for me, so I'm going to go over there. Like, work harder, motherfucker. What's wrong with you?
Well, I mean, Ben Shapiro is a failed screenwriter who hates Hollywood. I mean, it's
I bet his scripts are dry too.
What?
What'd you say?
I'm sorry.
I missed it.
I wasn't even. I didn't mean to interrupt. It literally just came out of my mouth. I said, I bet even his scripts are dry too.
Oh, nice, nicely done. Yeah, I think crumpled paper does have a similar consistency too. I just, by the way, my favorite Ben Shapiro thing was when he bought that piece of wood from Home Depot, and like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's just so funny. There was like
I don't pay
a
attention
bunch
to
of
that,
people on
dude.
the left were like, "Fuck Home Depot," they donate to Trump, and we don't like them, and etc. So he does this video in the parking lot of a Home Depot where he has a piece of wood. This is, some sort of small plank. Like, I'm a bit of a do-it-yourselfer. This was probably like a $4 piece of pine or something.
Yeah, I remember.
And like a small shelf, if that. And it was in a plastic bag, which was just amazing because if you're buying wood for a project, you are not putting it in a plastic bag. And it was the running joke was that like he must have gone into Home Depot and was like, 1 wood, please. And it was just so it's the same thing where like Mark Wayne Mullen will tweet stuff about how like I'll be on the front lines fighting and then he's like, I'm uncomfortable at dinner in DC, so there's a lot of crime because people are mad at me. It's the most. And I know the whole alpha thing is a myth to begin with, but it is the most like, I'm going to pretend to be tough. And really, I am a frail, fragile idiot. I just love the idea. Just holding a little shopping bag of little wood. I got my 1 wood.
I think he wore like a plaid shirt. He's like, I am man.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
This is my work flannel.
It's my work flannel.
Yeah,
flannel. There it is. That's the word. I apologize.
I absolutely hate.
Sorry, what was that?
I think there's a delay on my. I got like lag. I was gonna say I hate when people are like, oh, I'm gonna be on the front line, especially with their like fucking MAGA or whatever. The first thing that I do is I'm like, let me look up and see if this person was ever in the military. Because if you didn't do that, don't fucking tell me you're on the front line, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, the idea of like, you have that option. You could right now if you wanted to.
Yeah. I never had the privilege to serve.
You mean you're in the front of the line for a latte? I hear you. I hear you.
Look, hey, don't come at my lattes. All right, lattes are real good. But it was fun to troll Ben Shapiro when he was doing that, and I was just like, hey, just a heads up, I'm progressive, and I built the desk that I'm trolling you from. Like, so yeah, it's
who's your favorite? Fun. Who's been your favorite to absolutely troll? And I know it's a tough question to ask because it's real life too, but you're a damn comedian, so I know you get it.
Okay, so I kind of started the trolling Kevin Sorbo thing. Like, I had this feature when I was still on Twitter. Now I'm not anymore because it's it's a cesspool. But before Elon Musk destroyed a wonderful thing, I would go on Twitter, and once a week I had this thing called Sundays with Sorbo, and once a week I would just subtweet him, and it was stuff like he was complaining about not wanting to pay income tax. And I was like, don't worry, Kevin, that's just for those of us who work. And just stuff like that. There's one that still makes the rounds where he said something about he like complained that the left wanted to boycott something. And then he was like, if you don't like it, just don't buy it. And I replied and I just said, yes, Kevin, that is what a boycott is.
I remember that.
Join us again next week on explaining easy concepts to Kevin Sorbo. And so it just became this thing, and people still bring it up at shows. I don't think I've tweeted at him in 3-4 years, but it gains so much steam, and so many other people do it now too. And I still get people asking me about it at shows, but the bit ended because it had the ultimate punchline. A buddy of mine bought a cameo for me from Kevin Sorbo. And if there's one thing we know about Kevin Sorbo, it's that he will say anything for $80.
Oh.
And so after I spent years just torching this idiot, I have a video from him being like, Steve, you're so funny. You're a wonderful comedian.
Right.
Oh God! Oh, that's amazing.
If I may,
yes.
For the people that don't know, Cameo is a website where pretty much anybody can get on there and charge people money to make videos. Like I could do a Cameo, but it's mainly for celebrities. And you'll get some like F-listers like me that'll show up on there. It's like, I'm a YouTube sensation or whatever, and they charge money. So you can literally like send them requests to do videos. So Kevin Sorbos is basically his Twitter handle. It's cameo.com/ksorbs.
But I do not recommend, first of all, two things. Yes, we get it. Everyone should buy a Cameo from you. But also, do not buy one from Kevin Sorbo. Do not give him money. He will just use it to be a horrible person. So do not give Kevin Sorbo money. It was a good bit, but I do not want to advertise his Cameo.
Fair enough.
Here's the deal.
I do not have a Cameo. Just putting that out there. I'm saying I could. Like
well,
people,
now you could.
People like me who are like a fucking nobody with like 10 people following them on YouTube will be like, I'm on Cameo.
No, it's a good one. One thing I realized a while back was, so I had so I have a Patreon, and one of the levels was, and it was a very expensive level. It was a thing where I would do like private calls with people, where like personalized calls. And one person who was on that level was very clearly like, didn't have a lot of money, worked 3 jobs, all 3 part-time. Like, and I was sitting there going, I don't want her to spend money on this. Like, she doesn't have this kind of money to spend on it. And I was talking to someone about it, and he said a phrase that stuck with me, which is, don't take her joy away. If this is something that is important to her, that gives her joy, it's the reason why firefighters spend the money that they make on season tickets to a football team. Like, they're not balling. They don't have 10 grand to spend it, but that's what makes them happy. And so, like, if you want to do a Cameo, and if you've got 3 people who really enjoy the fact that you're willing to wish them a happy birthday or whatever it is, like, give them that. That's okay.
It makes sense.
So
that's a nice way to think of it.
Here's the thing. When you said Kevin Sorbo, I was like, who the fuck is that? Then I went ahead and looked him up because I was like, I don't want to just say that. And then
Google said, are you sure?
Right. So I was like, oh, Andromeda guy. Okay, gotcha. And then whilst looking him up and while you guys were speaking on the level there, I realized when you said he'll say anything for $80, how absolutely true that is. The reason why he does what he does, if I may, by not knowing this guy and just looking him up for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The last movies he did in 2024 were produced by Reverend Ben Cleaver, Pastor Thomas, Reverend Ernestine Coughlin, Pastor Linebrick. So it's like, well, he's Christian now because they paid him $80. Whoever's paying him is whatever he'll do. Got it. I needed to know.
Yeah, he's best known as he was the live action Hercules guy. But
was that the best? I only knew Andromeda.
That's the biggest thing he did was the TV show Hercules, which went off the air 20 years ago.
1994, it says it was here.
And it gave us Xena Warrior Princess.
Yes, and Lucy Lawless regularly calls him Peanut, which is so funny. Just like, because that is his brain. But there was a meme that went around because at one point in Hercules, he was supposed to say something and the stage direction said disappointed. But he did not know what stage directions were. He just yelled. He just goes, disappointed. And they left it in the show because the editor is much smarter than Kevin Sorbo. And,
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
and so there's a GIF of Kevin Sorbo yelling disappointed, which is amazing because even if you didn't know it was stage directions, no one would yell it. You would still just say disappointed.
Right.
You know, like you would but I mean, look, he was hired to be a big hulking idiot. That was his character on the show. And he must have walked into that casting room and they were like, yes, this is who it is. And basically he's one of those guys. And, you know, Dean Cain is like this and Scott Baio is like this. The people who are like, oh, they don't want to hire us just because we're anti-woke. And it's like, no, it's because you're awful and pathetic and difficult to work with. And it doesn't, your low level of talent does not justify the diva nature you bring onto a set. Like, it's not that you can't find work because you're MAGA because you can't find work.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we should like create a production company and do like a Kickstarter and make it like a Hallmark Christmas movie. And let's have Kevin Sorbo and Dean Cain and James Wood and Tim Allen. And
I feel a little hurt right now because I have been in a Hallmark Christmas movie, but you know, beyond that, I have.
Did you wear the red sweater or the green sweater?
Actually, one of the plot points was a red sweater, but I was a very, very minor character. I was comic relief in it. It's called Love Always Santa, written by Jay Black, brilliant comedian, and has written a ton of movies. And he wrote me in basically to distract the audience because there's a pivotal scene where one of the main characters is at this like coffee shop open mic and is going to use it to confess something to someone else. And so I'm up right before him and I play a beat poet whose cadence doesn't let you know when he's done. Like I just kept pausing at the wrong parts. And that was the point of the character, was to make people go, shut up already. We're waiting for him, you know? And it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's all
funny stuff now. Did they film it in Covington, Georgia?
They did not. They filmed it in Northfield, Minnesota, I believe. Yeah, it's called Love Always Santa. And
Santa. I thought you said stanza for some reason.
Oh no, Love Always Santa, Christmas movie. And it is fun because every like late November, early December, I'll just get a couple of DMs from people being like, "Were you? Is that
you in this movie?
Why?" I'm like, "Because it was fun. That's why."
So
Doug, is that
what we're gonna do is go ahead and put Love Always Santa right here so everybody can go check it out.
I got way more ridiculous IMDb credits than that. I was in Psycho Yoga Instructor. Which was
one of my favorites. I'm kidding.
It was supposed to be called The Perfect Pose, and then Lifetime bought it, and they called it Psycho Yoga Instructor, which was crazy because it was like a slow burn psychological thriller. And when you call something Psycho Yoga Instructor, you expect like several murders in the first 10 minutes, and that's not what it was. But because it was such a ridiculous name, the hashtag Psycho Yoga Instructor trended on Twitter. So then this was another movie from Jay, by the way. So then the next one that he wrote, he was like, I'm just going to sell this to Lifetime right off, and called it Psycho Storm Chaser. And I got to be in that one also. And that was a lot of fun because that was actually Psycho Storm Chaser. It's weird to say this, but that was the first time I really, like, I had been in a couple of movies before, but that was the first time I really got to act, because all the other parts I was comic relief. And in Storm Chaser, I was like, there's one scene where I kind of roll my eyes and get annoyed at someone, but then I have to get really scared as someone's about to kill me. And so that was wild to have to do.
What is it like? Did you get the acting bug?
I mean, not really. Like I enjoy it, but the last movie I did, the only like real meaty role I've had, I was one of the co-stars of another movie we sold to Lifetime called Handyman from Hell. Again, originally called Overhaul, but when you sell it to Lifetime, you got to name it something like that. So we're like Psycho Handyman, and then it went to Handyman from Hell. But anyway, in that one, I like the producer, showed me the first cut, and he goes, "What do you think?" And I said, "I think I am a stand-up comedian who was hanging out with 4 actors." Like it was so clear that they knew what the hell they were doing. But someone reviewed it and said that like my performance was really wooden, and I was like, my character was on the spectrum, you ass. Like that was part of it. He didn't really have much emotional range. Yeah, that was
that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yes. So
people bag on Lifetime movies, and I'm guilty of it too. But realistically speaking, like if they play those movies every year, those residual checks, if you got the good ones.
Kind of. I mean, Lifetime tends to buy outright, and so so like their residuals are teeny. But it's also like, I mean, it is fun because I do get random messages from people being like, why? But the fun thing with Handyman was it was satire. But it was subtle satire. It wasn't over the top at all. What's happening right now?
I know somebody from Sons of Liberty Discord is watching right now, and I just want you to know that I got this notification. So thank you. Got like a video call request, and I left my ringer on like an idiot.
Oh yeah, it's fine. I was like, what? Was that just an alarm? I was like, what is that?
Somebody's
So
hey, tell Steve I said what's up.
It probably is somebody doing that.
Yeah.
Guarantee
Well,
you.
No.
Handyman was satire, which was interesting because when it aired on Lifetime, the people watching it on Lifetime were very like confused / upset. But when we showed it in theaters, people got it. And it was so much fun it was really cool. Like Lifetime actually let us keep the theatrical rights, which was awesome. So I got to do like a couple live showings, and that it was really fun to see people understand that like when she falls down running away from the killer, it's not cheesy. It's making fun of when they fall down running from the killer, like it's like we're doing the tropes on purpose. And so like that was real fun.
I remember when you guys were promoting that. So what ended up happening with Sunken Bus?
Oh, so Sunken Bus Studios, which is my place in Pittsburgh, still exists, and we're, it's an event hall, so it does comedy and music, and I mean, people have done weddings there. It's a really cool spot, and like, we're a different place because the entrance doors is a replica of the TARDIS from Doctor Who.
Oh, that's
And
great.
part of the idea is because it is a huge 3-story building, but when you walk in from one side, it doesn't look like that because it's on a hill. And so the joke being it's bigger on the inside.
Right.
And so that's the Doctor Who reference. But it's a fun place. We're actually we're partnering with Helium Comedy Clubs, and they're going to start doing our booking in October.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so, and they have a place in Philly and in Buffalo. So Pittsburgh is kind of perfectly situated for that route. And so we're really excited about what's coming there.
That'll be
I feel like since you're in North Carolina and so is Cliff, and I'm in North Carolina, that I should like write like a comedy Western and film it here.
Where in North Carolina are you?
Outside Raleigh.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just over there yesterday. I threw a first pitch for the Winston-Salem Dash, so I was kind of that way, toward that way at least. Okay, although that's triad versus triangle. I'm still learning all that stuff. I'm new here. I don't know.
Wait a minute. You threw out the first
into the
pitch.
phone and be like, all right, I gotta go here.
I see the baseballs behind you. Obviously that. So you threw the first pitch and the baseballs up. Okay, there you go.
So that top case.
All the way up.
That top case is all ceremonial first pitches.
Oh shit!
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
although yesterday's was garbage. Worst pitch I've thrown. It was It was inside and in the dirt. It was garbage.
So did you play before, or is it just like a thing that you love?
Oh, I mean, not well. Like I played, I played in the sense of like I was in Little League and, and I would, played a ton of pickup games. I coached softball in high school. Okay. It was one of those things where I know more about the game than I can do in the game.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Like me in football.
Yeah, for a 45-year-old comedian, I'm a hell of a pitcher. For any human being that's good at baseball, I am not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. So let me ask an industry question, if we can call it that. I understand that comedians, for some reason, have this special gift of taking the worst moment, the worst thing, the worst reality, and turning it into something funny so you can stomach it, right?
Yeah.
I am dying to figure this out. Like, as a host, as somebody who is trying his hardest to get messages across all the time, I damn near revel in that ability. I don't know what it's called or how it's done. Is there anything you can tell me? How the hell do you take that worst moment? What, like when the worst thing happens tomorrow in DC? What is it that you use? What is that quip? What is it called? Can you help me there? What do you do?
It's, the old phrase is comedy is tragedy plus time. And you can't make something funny if you still feel it. When I lost my dad, it took me 7 years to do an hour about it because the pain was too fresh. Now, most things don't take that long, but that was a particularly rough one. I think part of it is just knowing that like laughter is healing, not just for the audience, but for you. And also it's a defense mechanism. It's a way to process things. And so I think a really good example is I had a foster brother who was much older than me. My parents worked in a group home when they were in their 20s, so these kids were 10 years younger than them. So he was more of an uncle to me than a brother, if anything. But I grew up knowing him, And he got cancer and was at the end. And to the point where, like, I didn't even know if he would be conscious enough to see this. But one of the things we always bonded about is that we were both huge Mets fans. And whenever I would see him, that's what we would talk about.
Right.
So I had gotten to know someone who was, a fairly well-known player for the Mets in the 80s. And I called him up and I was like, hey, my brother is dying. Can you record a video? I don't even know if he'll be able to see it, but his family will. And, his wife and his kids and, et cetera. And so he does it. I'm able to get the video to him. He's unconscious, but his wife and his kids see it. And it's so sad. And I'm just in the car with a buddy of mine, comedian Radu Bandar. And I'm like clearly welling up and it's a really rough day for me. And Radu just looks at me and he goes, if you were dying and someone got an athlete to make a video for you, who do you think the worst choice would be? And I just lost my mind laughing. I was just like, what a ridiculous question. And it was also immediately, I was like, Chipper Jones, I would be so upset. And then suddenly the conversation became, instead of about the sadness of the moment, the conversation became about this ridiculous hypothetical. And that's what comedy can do. It can flip your perspective.
For sure.
Perspective, almost a reframing of what's happening around you. Yeah.
I see the question on the screen. Am I supposed to?
Oh, what's that?
All right. So Melissa Tuttle asks if I have a point at which I'd stop my political comedy if the fascist starts imprisoning comedians, as has occurred in past autocratic takeovers. No, I'd move. I'd leave. Like, I wouldn't shut up. I'd leave. because as much as it seems like America is the only country, we are 4% of the world's population. And if it can happen here, it can happen absolutely anywhere. And so I wouldn't shut my mouth. I'd shut my mouth long enough to get over the border. And then I would continue doing what I do.
So, go ahead, Sarge.
I was just going to tack on to the point about it seems like we're the only country. A lot of people like to say, oh, this is the freest country in the world. And it's not. It's like there's a whole bunch of other countries that have the exact same freedoms, if not more now.
Well, right now, yeah, definitely.
Oh, and even before. I mean, I was joking, even 10 years ago, I was joking that, when people yell, we're number one, I'm like, what, in country code? Like, what are we first at right now?
We're number one in infant death mortality rate. I mean, infant mortality rate, yeah.
School shootings.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're number one in in police brutality. We're number one in the private prison complex. I mean, there are a lot of things we do lead in, but nothing we're particularly proud of. And it's not that we're a bad place. It's that we seem to refuse to look to other countries for suggestions. There is this idea of American exceptionalism that we can never take an idea from somewhere else and implement it. And it's like, yes, did we do a lot of things correctly first? Absolutely. Is America one of the big reasons that democracy spread across the world as far as it did? Absolutely. However, we can look at the happiness index in a place like Norway.
Yeah.
And we can go, why is that? Why in a country that is so godforsakenly cold, that is so uninhabitable for 9 months out of the year, why are they so happy? What are they doing right? They're happy with icicles on their damn faces. What are we doing wrong?
It ain't working out over here like that.
Exactly. How is it that people in Southern California are not as happy as people in Norway?
So true. So true.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm miserable, but I'm in Florida, so that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's just fucked up down there. The Florida man has become one of the most the most hilarious exports that you have from Florida. What the hell?
But it's not even the craziest place now anymore. Like you lost that title. We got like Texas and
that's true.
Fucking like 30.
People are trying to catch up to us.
Speaking of happiness, there's also this thing that like there are no right-wing comedians. And I don't know how much that goes into being able to be normal or human enough to actually feel pain and then do it like you said, or if it's just the fact that you're punching down. I don't know. Why is it, in your opinion, what's up with that?
Like if you go 20 years ago,
Dennis Miller.
And then there were a couple people who were like conservative, like Mark Klein, who I still count as a friend because he's conservative. He's not insane. And then there were a couple things that happened to the landscape. One, people started realizing that social media, I guess, it is an easy grift. Like if someone, look, I'm about to break 1 million followers on Facebook. And they follow me because I'm progressive. If tomorrow I started posting awful regressive stuff, they would get mad, but I would get an offer to be on every right-wing show there is because they'd be so happy that they turned me. And suddenly I would be accepted by all of those idiots. Now, I don't want to be because I also, want to be able to face myself in the morning. But there was this grift, but there was also this weird thing that happened in New York, which is the center of stand-up in America, where that idiot from Opie and Anthony Cumia, who is super racist and super sexist and unapologetic about it, he gets like kicked off the air Like, finally, it's enough. Where terrestrial radio and satellite radio were both like, no. And he starts his own podcast network called, I think it's called Complex. I hope I get that right. I don't want to, if it's not whatever, it's something with a C, some dumb right-wing thing. And all of a sudden, all of these New York comedians who were eking by, and they were funny. Some of these people, genuinely funny, good comedians, but they're not breaking in because it's such a hard thing to break into. And suddenly they're getting this platform where these million of loyal incel idiots are just handing money and buying tickets and buying albums and all this stuff. And Anthony starts platforming them. And it becomes this crazy ecosystem of who can say the worst thing. And I think that was a large part of it. And then that happened in the Rogan sphere, and that happened in, there's a bunch of others. And it's the comedians who try to do this whole like, oh, you can't say anything anymore. It's like, no, your audience always decided what they liked and what they didn't. And Mark Maron has this great bit in his new special. If you have not seen Maron's new special, please do that. It's fantastic. Where he comes at them directly, and you should see the whole bit. But he basically goes through this long thing about how they're doing this all to say a couple of words that we didn't like anymore. And because of that, they've ushered in fascism, and they've destroyed U.S. aid. And he goes through all these things that happened. And he goes, and I just want to look at them and say, was it worth it, you fucking retards? It's such a brilliantly biting bit.
Yeah.
Just like all of that to say that one word.
Yeah.
Because you felt that you weren't creative enough to write a better punchline. You needed
that's
so
good.
badly that you were willing to descend the world into fascism for it.
Damn, that's good. I was so surface with not knowing what the hell that question was. So surface, and you brought it into like extremely deep there. Like, holy shit! If you're good enough, I was thinking more on the lines like if you're conservative and you want to be funny, like. What is it that you have to do? And the truth is kind of answered in that in their response is you have to be fucking really good. You have to really understand how to set up and make something have people see it your way, maybe, right?
Well, the point of, you can't be a good comedian without understanding the human condition. And it's very hard to understand the human condition and not have empathy for people. And so it is a job where part of our job is to be introspective. And, unfortunately, good products aren't always the most popular. Bless you, whoever that was. You are welcome. The reality is that, hello. I get it. I have allergies. It happens. The reality is that like there are wonderful, amazing restaurants, but there's also places that serve fast bullshit that you can get anywhere, and those do much better business.
Plus, they're not funny.
Well said.
Yeah, they're as funny as those restaurants. Yeah.
Let me take this call real quick, guys. That's my daughter.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody has stuff
Actually,
going
me.
on.
I called him.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I didn't.
That would be funny.
It's someone from the Discord.
Yeah. Probably. It's our signal chat.
Yeah.
But they're probably watching the stream, so.
That's funny. So are we all going to DC on the 2nd? Is that the plan, Sarge?
I'm not. I'm on tour. I can't.
You're on tour.
But I know that Cliff Cash is doing that, and I just did a live stream with him on my Substack today.
We love that.
Yeah, Cliff's a buddy from way back. Knew him before politics defined either one of us. And
Wait, are all my favorite comedians in North Carolina now? Maybe I should move.
it's possible. Yeah.
Sam Miller is still up in the Pacific Northwest. So
one of the things I love about about it here is that Charlotte in particular is so Charlotte was a third the size. I mean, the Charlotte Metro was a third the population 25 years ago that it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everyone from here is not from here. And I love that. As someone who grew up in New York City, I love the idea of a place where you get all kinds of different points of views and all kinds of different people move. And it's wonderful. You know, like in my neighborhood, when I'm walking my dog, like every one of my neighbors that has a banner, it's not a North Carolina team. It's all, and you know, part of that is because the Panthers and Hornets are abysmal right now, but it's all like, you know, I have a neighbor with a Cubs flag, a neighbor with a Reds flag, and you know, and a neighbor with a University of Nebraska flag, and like it's great. It's great to see.
I am actually from Youngstown, and I was looking forward to next time if I get a chance to go back up. Not that anybody wants to go to Youngstown on purpose, but if I have to go back up, I was thinking, well, maybe I'd be able to run over to Sunken Bus. So when I heard you had moved, I thought, oh no, what happened? So maybe I'll still get to do that now. And maybe I'll get to see you guys in North Carolina. That'd be cool. Because my sister's in Greensboro, so not too far.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, that was like next door to where we were yesterday. Yeah,
it's a great area. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Sunken Bus is still going strong. And you know, I'm very proud of it. It's a different kind of space.
Yeah.
Why is it called Sunken Bus?
So a fun thing about Pittsburgh is that Pittsburgh is known for producing steel and also for swallowing it back up into the earth. And there was one very well-known bus got caught in a sinkhole incidents in downtown where it just looked like it was just swallowing the bus back into the earth. But then there was another on a collapsed bridge, and there was another. We have some infrastructure problems in Pittsburgh. But it's just the idea was to find a different, you know, unique name where if you didn't know what it meant, it's fine. It was just an interesting name. But if you do know what it means, it's a very like, you know, the premise of the building is this is not Hollywood. This is Pittsburgh. And so we named it that, and it's fun.
That's cool.
I shot some film in McKeesport before it started getting repatriated with people. It's like the mid-aughts, I think.
Yeah.
It's like ghost town. So I'm familiar with Pittsburgh, which is across the river.
Yeah, there is a reason why so many zombie films have been filmed in and around Pittsburgh. There is.
They should do it in Youngstown.
Oh, yeah.
That's way more burnt out shells of buildings than even Pittsburgh has.
Oh my God. I did a venue in Youngstown once where it had theater in the name of it. And when you have that, you think it's a theater. And we get there and it's so clearly like an all-purpose room at the equivalent of a YMCA. Like it was.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was wild. Right. And like I still have fans reach out to me about like, I was at the all-purpose room show, and you know.
Was there fluorescent lighting or?
Oh yeah, we had to like. There's a reason I travel with my own backup gear now.
Right.
Every now and then you get to a place and you're just like, oh no.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's funny. I wanted to ask you, Sarge. I think you went down to San Antonio or somewhere recently to do some filming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are we going to see that?
If you back the crowdfunder, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. All those episodes are going to be on YouTube, on the Sons of Liberty YouTube. We actually were not in San Antonio. We just flew into San Antonio because it's the closest major airport. It was actually like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours out west. I thought it was like a 45-minute drive. Nope. You get there, plug in the address in GPS. And I don't know why I didn't look this up before, but like it was a long drive. Yeah.
You can't complain about traveling in front of Steve.
Well, no, I mean anyone can complain about traveling to that part of Texas.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, the part where you want to go to the big city of Midland.
Lord,
we went out towards Bracketville, which is on the other side of Uvalde. And Uvalde is actually pretty nice. Like I made a couple of jokes that were not really jokes that only like the guy driving heard about Uvalde, and then we actually stopped there and ate at a nice restaurant. It was actually pretty baller. Like their steaks pretty good. But yeah, I was out in Texas and shot some footage of this old Civil War battlefield that we found.
Oh wow! Have you been to Marfa?
I haven't.
I've been in several Marthas.
No. Do you know what Marfa? Marfa. Do you know what Marfa is?
I'm not familiar.
Steve Carell movie?
The reason I asked if you know what it is because it's one of these things where people either know it exactly or have never heard of it. It's this tiny little art town in West Texas, middle of nowhere. Like I think the nearest city is Alpine, which you've probably never heard of. But it is this like place in the middle of nowhere that a bunch of artists moved to. And there's this art installation. And this is the way I even found out what it was, because I drove by this art installation, which is probably about 15 miles outside of Marfa, that it's a fake Prada store in the middle of the desert. It's crazy. When they first did it, they had real bags in it, and then people like broke in and vandalized it. But it just looks like, I mean, there is nothing else for miles. It's just desert. And then you see what looks like a Prada store. It's a brilliant piece of art. But like, if you ever get the chance, Marfa is very much worth going to. And part of why is because it shows that like, we all have stereotypes of these various different places. And like, Alabama has the most rocket scientists per capita of any state. But that's because of Huntsville. It's just in Huntsville. I don't think there are a lot of rocket scientists in Dothan, but there's a lot in Huntsville. And, you know, and you have like, you know, like Indiana, you've got a place like Bloomington, which is, you know, where IU is and is this wonderful, like, you know, academic town. And then literally the next town over, Martinsville, is like, if you go a mile over the speed limit, you're getting a ticket. If you go a mile over the speed limit and you're not white, you're getting arrested. And they're next to each other. And like, that's one of the amazing things about the country, is that there is so much of that. And so like, I love finding out about places like Marfa, where you're just like, what the fuck is this doing here?
It's great.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing. So are they they're a big art community just in general, and someone did this just outside?
Yeah. So in Marfa, like there's all kinds of different art installations there. There's like little artist colonies. There's I went to lunch at this taco place, which is just a hollowed out school bus. Like it's just stuff like that, where you're just like, oh, this shouldn't be in rural West Texas, but it is, and it can be, and that's amazing.
Right. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, we need more stuff like that here. Whimsy. Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? I'm too busy worrying about, oh my God, y'all, Texas, what's happening now? Because I barely saw this on my way in from work to sit down and do the show. So the Democrats came back. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doug did a video on that. He said that they came back for, I don't know. I haven't watched the video yet because I got sidetracked with some yard work and the 3D temperatures.
Yeah, it said, they returned to the state. Because they might be redrawing this map, and then California's going to do the same thing. And it is like, when you look at Texas, like Texas has more registered Democrats than Republicans. It is not a red state. It is a heavily gerrymandered, voter suppressed state. It is something where it's physically very large. And so when they make one or two polling places in a county, that's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for people to vote.
Right.
And so I do think, Beto O'Rourke almost became the first newly elected Democratic senator in 45 years. He barely lost to Ted Cruz, which is unfortunate because, Ted Cruz is a horrible person. But I think Texas is possible. I think if everyone was playing fair, we'd have a very, very different country than we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why people aren't playing fair.
Right.
That's true. I'm ready for us to play dirty. I'm over this shit.
Yes. And
to be perfectly honest, I'm just over it.
I understand. I don't want us to break laws. I want us to say fuck norms. Norms do not matter. My apologies to anyone named Norm, but norms are just about tradition and respect. And it's like, yeah, and that's great when everyone agrees to them. When it's so obvious that Republicans are ignoring norms, why the fuck are we holding on to them? We need more people to stand up and, you know, and say enough of this shit. That's part of why I like Jasmine Crockett. That's part of why, you know, it's part of what I like about.
Oh no, you mentioned
Omar
Sarge's
Patek.
kryptonite.
Yeah,
he's obsessed with her.
Yeah. By the way, I gotta bounce at 8.
Okay.
Oh, whoops.
Oh,
yeah.
We're right there on the cusp.
All right.
1 minute.
Anything you want
I
to
just
talk
want to
about
say
for the
thank
next
you for coming on, because this is like, I'm fangirling, but I'm keeping it all inside. So I'm a big fan.
She's a big fan.
Thank you for all your hard work. We appreciate it.
Very much appreciated. And thank you folks for fighting the fight. More of us need to do it. It's the thing I was talking about with Cliff today. He said something to me a few weeks ago that really stuck with me, which was something to the effect of, like, the more of me there are, the less I have to do. And so the more people get involved, the easier it will be for all of us.
Right.
And I know it seems daunting for someone to get involved, but get involved, continue to get other people involved, and then people don't have to shoulder everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know Jasmine Crockett by any chance?
I do not know Jasmine Crockett personally. No, I'm sorry.
We have to keep asking people, I guess. Eventually somebody will say
I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry about that. Got a little thing going on here. But Steve, my goodness, man. I wish I had more time to talk with you, because I've been following you for a long time, and I respect what you do to the max, and I appreciate you coming, man.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on. And, you know, like I said, you know, any allies that we can have, we need. And that's one thing the left needs to get better at. Stop being a circular firing squad. If you disagree with someone on one thing, that doesn't mean they're dead to you. It just means that there's one thing that one of you has to be educated on.
Right.
And, you know, we need to open ourselves to the possibilities that no ally is perfect, but we need them as much as possible.
For sure.
Thank you, my friend. I'm out of here, guys.
Make some old school hip hop tracks.
Bye, both guys. I guess Steve's leaving us too. So
well, thank you. I am.
No!
Sorry,
I gotta run.
Yeah, but you know, folks can come see me on tour. I'm in 4 days. I'm back on the road, hitting up a lot of the Northeast, even some Atlantic Canada as well. We'll see if I get allowed back in the country. It's always a fun challenge. And you know, but I've got over 100 different, between this year and next, over 100 different tour dates on my website already. So hopefully people can come.
Wow. All right, we'll start sharing them then, because everybody needs to go out and see you. Bye, Steve.
Thanks very much for being here. Because he's got to go.
I don't even know how to go.
There he goes. That was easy. So, how you doing?
So I did not know that Steve was going to be on tonight until like right when I walked in the door tonight. I had no idea, and I was like,
you know, we have a whole messenger group for all the Facebook.
I know, but I just get busy. I'm sorry.
That chat does get pretty busy too. So if you're not,
it's hard to catch everything.
There'll be stuff that people. I'll get tagged in something from like 5 days ago. People are like, "Hey, did you have a reaction to this?" And I'm like, "What? When was this?
Happened?
Oh, that was 3 days ago. My bad."
Oh, well, I guess that's it for us, huh?
I mean, I guess you making that snip thing, and I'm over here like.
I mean, I still have to shower so I can get ready for going to work again tomorrow. To be there at 7 a.m. So that'll be fun.
I work from home, so I just get up and go get coffee and then come back over here.
That's nice. Well, maybe one day I'll get to do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
They could pay me better. That would be great. Or I could find a different job where I could work from home, making more money. That would be awesome. Great too.
Amen to that.
All right. That is going to be our stream for tonight. We are still doing a stream tomorrow. We're going to have Army National Guard veteran and congressional candidate from Michigan, Elion Badger, on the stream. And if you didn't catch today's video, on the 26th, we have Cliff Cash and Jessica Denton. We'll be talking about the Removal Coalition. And then Wednesday, the 27th, we have, hold on, where's my trumpet? We have Father Nathan Monk.
You have who?
Nathan Monk, Father Nathan Monk.
Shut up.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
it took me a minute. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, we've got Father Nathan Monk. Ro Khanna is still on the docket. He had to push his appearance back from the 8th to the 15th because Epstein laws and stuff like that or whatever. So, oh yeah, and we all got that protest thing in DC on the 2nd of September. Are you coming to that?
I don't know. I'll have to see. I want to come, but it's hard because work has got me.
I know.
Busy, and weird schedule too. So that's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
You come up Monday night. I got 2 spare rooms actually.
Okay.
And we'll roll out with Scott and a couple other people maybe.
Okay. Is Drill
Coming
Sergeant
back
going?
same night, though. I don't think so. I think he manages the crisis response team, so he'll probably be doing that.
Right. I forgot about that.
I would love for him to do so, but we'll see. You can always ask in the messenger thing and see if he's going. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
true. Maybe he'll see it.
I'm pretty sure Matt is going, and I think James is going. And I saw something about Erin said she was considering going. Erin is short, by the way.
No.
Yes.
Is she?
Not in a bad way, but she's shorter than me. She came up to one of the filming things that we did in San Antonio or out Bracketville. Actually, we were in Comfort at that point. She came out, and I thought she was roughly my size, and she's actually like 5'4" or something else.
Aw, a pocket size, Aaron. I like it. You have to meet her.
She's probably
I know.
watching right now. We're gonna get she's gonna be a messenger and be like, "You motherfuckers."
Sorry,
Or
I
the
say that. I'm
YouTube
only 5'7", so I shouldn't talk. Alrighty. Off to the shower I go. Are you gonna do 2 claps?
Do you want to do the 2 claps?
No, I will help you do it if you do it.
Okay. All right. Me. 2 claps and a Rick.
Woo!
Woo!
Oops, sorry, I was in early.
That's fine.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
That is our stream for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And I'm out as well.